All right.
Hola.
Welcome back to Association. All right. We have arrived. Uh, we are a little bit discombobulated after the trip here. Um, we wanted to get some of the thoughts out of our heads before we ended up with well, God, there's so much to learn here. Holy cow. So let's start with the trip, the boarding. We booked, it's a double leg, triple leg. We flew from Washington State, SeaTac to LAX to Panama, PYT, and then from PYT to Asuncion. Every flight was perfect. Food was decent. Every single thing was on time. Our luggage showed up. It was flawless. And then,
So let's just talk about when we got to LAX. We had to go to a different terminal and they gave you options. You could walk it, which we were like, well, we'll just walk it, whatever. It was probably like 3 miles of walking. It was
it was a long walk.
ridiculous. It took us a long, and we're like, is this ever going to end? We were going through tunnels, up escalators, down escalators. It was crazy. But
Not on a couch, so I can sit back in a class. I'm
you
tired,
could
guys.
set it up there.
Yeah.
But so that was kind of weird. And then when we got to Panama, um, our ticket said we had like an hour and 45-minute layover. Well, there was essentially zero layover because as soon as we landed, they were boarding. Luckily, Panama is not a huge airport, but I would say it was probably still,
They were at the other end of the airport.
yeah, it
We had
was
to go
probably
from
like
one end all the way to the other
half a
to get to
mile.
the, it was still a decent walk.
So we're like,
It was bigger. It was a really nice airport too, I might add.
yeah,
Uh,
we wanted to stay and check it
yeah,
out, but we didn't have time.
I got more time on the way back.
But yeah, so we were speed walking through that. And then when we got to Asuncion, it's this little tiny airport. Um, and then we can pick it up from there.
So one thing I want to preface this all with is keep in mind, because we're going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly. It's going to be great. It's going to be bad. How we felt about it. Keep in mind there are things in another country that you may not be aware of. There may be a reason I'm not even aware of why things happen the way they happen. I'm not trying to blame anybody in this or say the country was bad, the person was bad, the people were bad. None of that. Uh, we're just giving you how it happened to us. Your mileage is going to vary, but things in other countries are very different. We ended up, our Uber driver was on the wrong floor when we landed in Asuncion. Well, so he took a picture to verify for the company that we hired, and it was a picture with zero people in it. I can tell you when we came out, and it's not a long walk in Asuncion. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny airport. We walked out. There was only one way to go. We couldn't have gone the wrong way. We got through the thing, and there was at least 50 to 100 people in the entire area the entire time we were there. And yet he has a picture of no one in the airport standing in front of anything.
Mhm.
So he was obviously not where we came out, and it's the only place we could have. So detailed communication. Why did it go wrong? That's not what my point is. My point is things that can happen to you because here's a result of what happened. That was our ride to our hotel. Now we have to find a ride to the hotel. We booked Airbnb and we said, well, okay, that's a half an hour. We booked the taxi, got the taxi, gave him the address, and he could not find the place
Well,
because because Airbnb won't to give you the name of where you're going. They text it to you later, and even then, the name they gave us is not the name on the front of the building.
right.
The picture of the place is only a picture of a pool at the roof. Well, that doesn't tell me what the building looks like. So we drove around for 3 hours from the time that we were picked up to the time we got back to the airport because we had no Wi-Fi. Because the group that we hired was supposed to meet us, and we were supposed to go get SIM cards for our cell phone. So we have no means of communication either to call and say help. So while we were out driving around, we went to a place while we were standing there trying to ask questions. Hey, where is this place? Asking everybody around. We didn't know we were parked in the parking lot because the people at the front desk told us this was not our hotel. We have a number. Well, we handed them our paperwork. I said, here's our lodging number. They said, no, not here. So back we went. Um, Paid the driver, right? I got Wi-Fi for a few minutes while I was in one of the hotels, enough to say help on the chat to my team that we hired, and went back to the airport and we sat, and then they came and picked us up. And then everything went well from there.
Yeah.
But one little thing, you don't have cell service. So if you're going somewhere, and another thing, the point isn't to point fingers at anybody. The point is that if you go somewhere, make sure you've secured communications. Your phone's unlocked so that you can change your SIM card. You can put an eSIM in. You have versatility in your communications package and plan.
Yeah.
She just lost her texting after we switched to the SIM card. 2 hours after we got it, suddenly she can't send text.
I can't send them. I can get them still,
You
but
can
I
receive
can't
them,
send.
but
But
can't send.
I can receive text through WhatsApp, but I can't through regular texting that we use in the States. So I'm assuming that's because they tried to download the eSIM and my phone was not unlocked. And then all of a sudden I got a message that says welcome to eSIM or whatever, and but then it wouldn't, and then I would it gave me a message to click here, and so we clicked unlock phone permanently.
Yeah,
Clicked
yeah,
on
I think
it.
that's what it was, and it did it. But then there's
No,
more steps.
it wasn't letting me text before that.
Okay.
So
Well,
anyway,
anyway, it was a complicated mess. And if any of you guys ever gone to a cell phone store, even in the US where everybody speaks English and it's a common plan and you have US dollars and all the other stuff that comes along, uh, imagine trying to negotiate with somebody in Spanish and you don't speak
yeah,
Spanish and they don't speak English
yeah, that was a
and getting
real
all the
problem.
details, even with what essentially was my assistant that we hired to interpret for us, was still, lots of different steps.
He had it, yeah.
Um, so, and then it quit working 2 hours after we left, after he left. Why, I don't know. We had her phone tethered to mine because we couldn't buy a SIM card for hers because hers was locked. Mine was unlocked.
And I didn't even look at my text messages to try. We were walking around one of the malls and I was taking pictures and I was like, oh, I want to send these to the girls. And I went to the text messages and it says, we can't send this because your phone is, because the eSIM, download the eSIM or whatever now, or something like that. Anyway,
So if you're going to another country, communications, my Lord, you better have three different versions. Three is two, two is one, and one is absolutely none. So that's the takeaway from that. The money, very confusing. They also didn't speak English. I just got off the plane. I wanted $100 to walk around with to pay whatever, because again, in Guarani, not all US dollars, because the money, same situation. You want Guarani, you want US, you want a debit card, you want a credit card, and what's the third one? Hell, you might even want some Bitcoin.
yeah, maybe.
Every option you can have, you want. Why? Because shit happens. Trying to figure it out. You've got to invent ways. We have, because we mentioned this before and we were going to talk about it. It's a little interpreter. It's an awesome device, but guess what? If you don't have a SIM card to connect it to, it still works, but it's damn slow.
So you say something and then you
We
wait.
stand there and look at each other.
It's ridiculous.
So we have to see. It do help. One or 2 points along the way.
Well,
That
and
made a
thank
little bit
God
of a
we
difference.
had it, actually.
But it's another
So,
tool. You cannot be over prepared. Okay. I imagine this is going to apply no matter where you go where you do not speak the language.
mhm.
Because we went for 6 or 8 block walk today.
Yeah.
We found literally just across the street from the place, the most awesome little coffee stand. Man, they had goodies. We have videos of all this coming up. We're just trying to make this off. We're shooting it off the laptop this time. I don't know what the video is going to look like. I don't know what the sound's going to sound like. But we're so tired from, I mean, we were up 30, 36 hours straight before we got to go to bed. We went to bed this morning at 10, woke up at 3, hit right back at it again. And just walking 6 blocks, it was like a whole world of information.
Yeah.
What the streets are like, what the traffic is like, trying to order food. I have to have my passport to buy this shirt. What the hell's that? So
I think they said
it's
because you can get it
taxes.
tax free
Yeah.
because it's because of
But
taxes.
everybody will ask you for your, and you're like, why do I need my visa? You need your visa, and you need to make sure you don't lose your visa. Otherwise, you are screwed.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
What else happened on our trip? We found some cool stuff. We got some amazing products and places and things we want to even go back and do again. Um, that's just 6 blocks. Then we found out we went the wrong way. We've
Yeah.
gone the other way. All the cool stuff was
With
to the left and not to the
all
right.
these really nice restaurants and all the good coffee, really good just coffee stands. The one place we went to had a bunch of desserts um,
Really good desserts everywhere you go, guys. You really get fat if you
and
come to
pies and things like that. So yeah, and empanadas. And so it was,
the
yeah, we got gelato
Whoppers.
in the at the mall.
The Whoppers are good in here. They are mucho better. Mucho grande.
I did not have a Whopper.
I did. The cheese is different. The meat's different. All the stuff's fresher. The bread felt different, tastes different, different. I mean, it was just different, soup to nuts. And they have the supreme menu or something where it's like
Yeah, they've
this.
got
I don't even know how you fit it in your face. It's insane. Uber's here. So far, rock stars.
yeah, we took
Um,
Uber for the first time.
what was that like? $2 and a $2 tip or something like
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, it's $4 to go 10 miles. He showed up in less than 5 minutes. We were back at our 10 miles down the road. I didn't think it was 10 miles. That didn't look like that.
No,
So,
it's not 10 miles. It's like 4 miles, maybe.
so drove us straight here. And it turns out, guess what? He went to Washington. He
Yeah,
speaks English.
yeah, that was great.
He was a J1, just like he was at our work. He was seasonal in Okanagan County. I'm assuming he worked for the Forestry Service.
We
Um,
didn't ask him.
yeah, we didn't ask him, but we are going to hire him. We're going to try to get him for a whole day when we go to Cacupe. It's a town outside of Asuncion, the capital. And because he speaks English and he does this just on the weekends, and that's when we're going to need him.
Studying, going to
80
school.
bucks for the whole day. The whole day. Somebody driving you around interpreting all of it for you. 80 bucks.
Yeah.
Try that in New York or Washington.
Anywhere.
Pretty much anyway. Maybe Thailand you might
Yeah.
do.
Well, anywhere in the United States.
So anyway, that was pretty cool. We got lucky on that one. What else? The mall. Holy cow.
We've only been
Four
to
floors?
one. We haven't been to, no,
You
it
can
was
go to more than one. It's massive.
3 floors and they have like everything, all these designer things and stuff. And I guess that these malls in Villamora, they are not technically malls where the locals are going to shop, but this mall was crowded on a Sunday night. It was lots of people and stuff. And so I think, you know, I don't know if it's just the amount of people that are moving here and stuff. Um, but it was busy, but the locals don't shop there. So
I think it's more like it's the wealthier part of the population. 'Cause
yeah,
this place is like going down to Vegas and going to a Gucci or something. The whole mall's like that.
yeah,
Escalators, get marble. It's totally pimp. You guys will see it in a video coming up. We're just trying to keep up with all the stuff that we're doing. As you can probably see, my eyes are still starting to close. I don't even know what day it is. I have to keep thinking where I am and when I wake up and what day is it? Buy the extra flight leg room. You don't have to go first class, but you don't want right in the back. I was glad I insisted on that one. Made me do it.
yeah.
Because I'm cheap. What else did we do? The hotel. Here, let's give you a little quick tour here of what I can. I can't get up and move around too much. It isn't all that big.
Small and compact.
Some strangeness about the place is oh yeah, we gotta go check out the pool next.
Yeah, we're gonna go look at that and the weight room.
They have the lock below the handle so you can't see putting the key in. They do weird things in Paraguay. Can't explain it. There is a light switch in the bathroom that turns your hot water heater on, and you need to remember to do that. A few minutes before you get in the shower.
Nice.
off. And don't bump it when you go in to hit the light because the light switch is right next to the feeder switch. And so they're the same. We have a all-in-one washer and dryer in our bathroom that you can barely turn around in because there's a washer and dryer in our bathroom. Who does this? Paraguay. What else is strange? Oh, the 220 outlets. So here's our coffee maker.
We're gonna try it in a different spot. It's a little
I know people in
clearer
Washington
sight.
are going to be going like, "What the hell is that?" Well, that is a European plug. So it's sitting right next to an outlet. One would think that the coffee maker that they gave you would go into the outlet that's sitting right next to it. But this is the high voltage one, the fatter tipped one. It won't fit into a single outlet that I've tried it in the entire apartment yet. So we have a coffee maker, but it doesn't work because you can't plug it in because it's Paraguay.
We're gonna try it in the kitchen. There's one up above the stove. So we'll try it there.
Buy an adapter. Make sure you get an adapter if you come from the European version to the US version. I can do the one.
You have to, you can only plug in devices that can do both 110 and 220, correct?
So it's device dependent, so don't fry anything. Before we even got here, somebody in our group cooked a hair dryer because you can easily plug the 110 in. It fits right in there. It's 220. You don't need to be an electrical genius. That's double, and it's going to go, and a big ball of smoke's going to go up. Doesn't matter what it is. What else we got?
Okay, we're gonna go check out the pool and we're gonna go
103 today, guys.
yes, 103, 30, 34% humidity. So it's not too bad.
I still got to find a tuk-tuk. I don't know why, but I just feel like I want to drive in a tuk-tuk.
Where do they have those?
We have tuk-tuks and duff-duffs.
Okay.
Tuk-tuks are cars like they have in Thailand and the Asian countries. And a duff-duff here is what they refer to as loud music and noise from your neighbors. And we've already discovered this with what sounds like a freaking kennel sometimes. Right.
Got 3 wiener dogs.
3 that we know of.
3 that we know of.
It sounds like there's a lot.
I didn't hear them at all when I was sleeping today, so they only like woke me up very briefly and then I went right back to sleep. I was
But
so
shockingly, that's really the only noise I even heard is the barking dog.
yeah. It's floor, so and there's a party going on across the way, but we don't hear it. So
Now we got strobes from the disco video coming.
yeah,
The kids have it, but
it's yeah, interesting.
we'll try to catch up for you guys when we get some sleep and
Maybe tomorrow we'll post all those videos.
they didn't even start until 3 o'clock today. And we are 5 hours ahead of you guys, so keep that in mind. So when you see what the hours it's posted or whatever. I can't think of anything else.
Me either.
Viva la Paraguay. I'm gonna take Mama salsa dancing. What do you guys think of that? No, what? Come on, kids, post your. You know you want to see them. You know you want to see them. All right, I guess that's it. We're gonna go hit the pool, hot tub, whatever they got for amenities, and
Check it out.
chill with the wheeze. I wish we had some whiskey. I could really go for a little plinky right now. I know
I
it's
don't know.
dirt cheap. Guys, we gotta tell a story about the ice cream,
Well, maybe we'll do a video about the meat if we
the
go. Gelato?
gelato. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not even here. So we go up to get it in the mall, and I want the big one. And he's like, "This has 3 scoops." I'm like, "Good." And they weren't small scoops. This thing was a
He
monster.
stuffs them into this cup about this big. Was crazy.
I'm just gonna get the tiny one. She gets 2 scoops, and they're smaller, but that's still a lot. And then we went and paid, and what was it?
$6.
$6 for both of them at the mall.
Yeah, in the mall they have this market, and it's a lot like a Whole Foods market. It kind of has that vibe, but with everything way less expensive, obviously.
We were a little freaked out in the first few hours when we first arrived.
Yeah, I was ready to jump on a plane and come home, just so you know.
Yeah, for about 30 minutes I was freaked out, and then I realized that I had done enough homework that I knew where I was. I knew that the place I was at was safe. I knew that there was no immediate danger other than we couldn't communicate.
I was seriously contemplating it because we had hired these people to take care of us, and we're supposed to send somebody and make sure that we get in safely and got to our hotel, and none of that went smoothly. And I was like, phew, this is a rough start.
But
But
at the
then,
end of the day,
I mean, it's fine. It all worked
it
out.
all worked out. I calmed down after I realized where I was, and I knew what the gig was because I can't even tell you how many of these videos I've watched, and the whole stuff I still don't know even after watching all of them. Um, there's so much to know. My lord. Okay,
That's it.
cool time. All right,
Bye. Adios. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe.
there she goes. See you all when we get back.
Bye.